Hi everyone, my name is Lily and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm bringing you the second half of the Sailor Moon speed paint that I'm doing. In the first half, which I will have linked in the description box below, I did the line art, I did the sketch, and I did the flat colors. And it ended up taking a couple of days to actually do it all because there's so many characters. And so I had to split the video up into two parts because it took me about a week to do it all. And so yeah, sorry that it's so long and that it's taken so long. So thank you for sticking around if you have, and if you make it to the end of this video, thank you for that as well. Yeah. So as far as this goes, I streamed this first of all. So if you see the window get a little smaller and you see the rest of my program enter the frame, there's a reason for that. I decided I wanted to start showing the actual program in my videos and in my stream as well, so people can know what I'm doing a little bit better. I had someone come in and ask me about layers and also what I was doing on each layer, so I'm going to briefly talk about that for this specific piece. And I've started doing this a little bit more. I wanted to do it, have the same effect as my other ones, but a little quicker. So of course each color is on its own layer, and I multiply a gradient layer to get a feel of the light source on one, and then I lower the opacity, and then on the next layer I multiply again in the same whatever color I'm shading in, and then I'll do the first shade and I lower the opacity, and on the third shade layer I do the exact same thing. I multiply with the same color and I just do a darker shadow, and so you can see the small gradient here on her torso, and then this is the first layer, and then I lower the opacity so you can, makes it look more natural and not as intense, and then I do the second layer to deepen the shadows, and then I lower the opacity for that one as well, and then it gives it a cell shaded look and that. So, and then the next thing I do is I do a highlight layer, and for hair and any reflective object I'll do 2 highlight layers, but I do on a hard light, whatever the light source color is. I used yellow for these and a purple pinkish shadow. I used yellow and I did it on a hard light layer, and I just put a rim light around everything on that side of the lighting source. And then for the hair, I just did the normal like hair shines. And for the brooches, I also did little shines, little extra bits, and also for the metal. And you can see a little bit of a difference, but that's my process of the layers, and then I'll merge them. But I always shade with the color and lower the opacity, and shade with the same color and then lower the opacity. I wanted to do this specific set of things for this drawing, so that way all the characters looked unified in that way. I mean, of course, like, it would be different if I didn't do a multiply layer and I just used the straight color and whatever, but like that's just how I did it to make it look a little bit more unified. With that being said, I'm just going to talk a little bit more about what I did for this. I wanted them to each be individual, so I'm going to put them on bookmarks and maybe postcards. And for the background for the main print or the main piece, I wanted it to be very reminiscent of old school Sailor Moon backgrounds from like the old anime. So it's pretty simple. I mean, I do simple backgrounds anyway, but this is more like I used to do backgrounds. It's very simple with a moon in the background and like bubble effects and a gradient and some like shiny white orbs. I don't know, but if it looks simple, that is because yes, it was intentionally simple. I did want it to look like this on purpose. You'll see me at the very end like mess with it around and see kind of how figuring out how I wanted it to look, but yeah. So other than that, that is really all I had to say as far as like just the drawing goes. It's just a lot of doing the same thing over and over and over again. Also, sorry if my voice is a little weird today. I'm feeling kind of bad, like sick bad, so I don't know if that's gonna be like a thing or if it's just allergies, but yeah, if I sound a little different than normal, sorry about that. Please ignore it. And other than that, I guess I could just give a little update about the way things are progressing currently. As you guys know, I'm trying to save up and buy a printer that I can make prints on. And I thought I was going to be getting it relatively soon, but I didn't realize that my boyfriend who works full-time like job or whatever, they have an extra shutdown of the plant this month, next month, soon. And they normally have 2 shutdowns a year, but this year they have 3. And because they've been working a lot of overtime or whatever. And I thought it was going to be like the other ones, where the first week is paid, and then the second week you can either go in and clean or whatever, or you can stay home for unpaid. Apparently that's not the case. Both weeks are unpaid, so I'm gonna have to wait a little bit longer on the printer than I would have liked. But it's okay. I can be patient. I've waited this long, I can wait a little longer. But I just thought I'd give you guys an update, because I was expecting to have it before the end of this month, but I might have to wait a little bit. And I say the end of this month because I'm recording this on the 6th of March. Whenever it goes up, I don't really know, probably in a couple of weeks, but by the time you guys are seeing this, it will have been a little while, so be closer to the end of the month than it is right now. But yes, it is still something I'm doing. It is still something I'm very passionate about doing. It'll just take a little bit longer than I wanted it to take, which is fine. You know, what am I if not patient? Other than that, I've been struggling to feel productive lately. I've been feeling very down, and I'm not sure why. Well, there's like one reason that could be affecting me, but it was kind of happening before like the drama went down, which I'm not going to talk about. It's like personal, but I have been feeling kind of bad, so I've not been feeling productive, so I really was dragging my feet drawing this. It just took a long time. Like, it's a really large piece for me. I don't normally draw things this big, actually big, and also like with all these people. So it took me a little while to get it finished, and that kind of felt bad because I like to finish things like the day I start them is normally the day I finish them. Even if it takes me 8 hours to do one drawing, I'll still like work on it consistently throughout the day until I'm finished. But with this one, it took me over the span of a week and a half-ish to complete from start to finish. So that was kind of dragging me down a little bit too, because I was just feeling like, oh man, I'll never get it done. I'm the type of person who likes to move rather quickly. I like to get a lot of things done in a week. I like to get, you know, multiple drawings done if possible. Or focus on other things, like get at least 2 drawings done in a week, and then work on like traditional art, or work on, I don't know, just anything. My main focus is of course digital art, but because it took so long, I was feeling kind of frustrated at the fact that it was taking so long. But hopefully now that I'm finished with it, and I'm not going to look at it for a little while. I mean, I still need to make them into bookmarks. But for now, I'm just going to let them be. And I can come back to them when I'm ready. But I want to do something kind of like refreshing. I've been doing so much fan art, it feels like. So I think I'm going to try to design a new character or 2. Like, I had this idea for a story I kind of want to work on. But yes, if you guys are interested in seeing me design the characters, leave me a like, let me know, because I kind of want to do videos on character design. That's not a lot of content that I've seen other people do, and the few that I've seen are not like great. Like, no offense to anyone, like everyone, you know, is always learning or whatever, but like I'm not saying like I'm the best character designer ever, but I think it would be cool to draw it out and talk about why I'm doing what I'm doing as far as the characters go. So my next video might be that. So if you want to see it, leave me a like. If you don't want to see it, you don't have to watch it, but that's about all I had to say for that. Just wanted to say, you know, a little bit of what was going on with me and why I was maybe sound different and maybe sound like not as happy as normal. I'm going through the motions. I think every artist goes through it, where you just get stuck in a routine and then you get bored, or you feel like that routine is no longer serving you. So I'm getting there. I think with designing these new characters, it'll help a lot. It'll help me kind of feel like I'm being productive again. I mean, of course I'm being productive. Like, every piece of fan art that I'm drawing, I draw it with the intent of making prints for it and selling at cons, because I know that that's what sells at cons, like original stuff doesn't. So the reason that I have been doing so much fan art is because I do have my goal of having a decent amount of things to sell at cons, the con circuit next year. So we'll see, but I have a couple of cool ideas that I want to do. There's a zine I want to work on that is, you know, I may or may not reveal it before now, but before I work on it, but I'm pretty excited about it. And I also had an interesting idea of like releasing a sketchbook type of thing for last year, like just putting in, I don't know. It was a thought. It probably won't do anything with it, but I have all these ideas, and I feel like when I take so long on a piece like this, it halts my progress with the ideas that I want, and therefore it causes me to feel worse. So that may be weird. I don't know. Oh yeah, this little intermission thing, I didn't have the time to cut it out, so sorry about that. I take a break during my boyfriend's lunch break every day, and I was streaming this like I said before, so that's why I did that little intermission thing. So you guys get to suffer through it for a few seconds as well. I think it's on here for like a solid 30 seconds, whatever. Sorry about that. In the future, I won't slack and I'll cut it out, but for this one, I'm just so tired. I think these allergies and like this depression's kind of kicking me in the rear right now, but everyone goes through it. Every artist, I think, goes through it. And I'll get back on track. And it'll be good. Let's see. Another thing I wanted to ask you guys is what kind of fan art you want to see? What kind of shows you want me to draw from, like what characters you'd like. It helps me out a lot, and then you guys also get to see the characters that you want drawn. So if you have a specific one in mind, leave a comment below and let me know. And really quick, I'm just gonna go ahead and plug my Patreon. If you support me on Patreon, you have the option of $1, $5, and $10, and each have their own rewards. I won't touch on them just yet in this video. I talked about them a little bit in a previous video. But yeah, you get different things. You get higher resolution drawings, you get access to not safe for work stuff, you get more requests, you get, you know, etc, etc. So if you are interested, if you like what I do, if you want maybe more personal art, like I can draw your own characters, I can help you come up with characters, like whatever, just support me on Patreon, and you can get stuff for like $1 a month, and that helps me out a lot, and it's only $1, so, you know, just, it'll be linked in the description box below. Please go check it out. Even if you don't decide to pledge, I still appreciate you looking at it and taking the time to glance over it, to even consider it. But yes, I think that's all I really had to say about that. I think I've said that 30 times in this video. That's all I had to say. And then I talk about the exact same thing for like 20 more minutes. If you guys, I had this thought of, I do bullet journaling, but it's not like really interesting, like beautiful. But if you guys would like to see that too, let me know. And I'm gonna try to be more active on Instagram stories. Like I post to them pretty frequently, but I'm gonna try to be more active there, even though my life is like super boring. Like I draw 8 hours a day and then go to bed. So definitely follow me there if you want. And I also post all of my drawings on Twitter as well. So you can follow me there if you can too. Actually, I think Twitter's the social media I'm most active on. So, also, yes, if you are a patron, I'm just going to give you a heads up right now. I am going to be opening commissions again soon. I'm going to be doing a flash sale on commissions soon. That's going to be for $5 tier and above. I'm going to try to raise a little bit more money for that printer. Really is what it is. I want to be able to get prints sooner rather than later. So I'm going to be doing flash sale commissions at super reduced rates. If you pledge now, you still get access to it. It does not matter when you pledge. As long as you pledge $5 or more, you get access to the flash sale commissions. Normally my commissions run for a full body, whatever, $30 or more, like 30 to 50 depending. But for these, I'm either going to be doing chibi style commissions for $10 a piece, or if you're a $10 patron, they will be $8 a piece. And I might do instead, or as well, bust portrait commissions, where it's like full anime, like from the shoulders up, and those are easy and quick for me to do, but they would also be the same price. So if you're interested in quick, cheap commissions of your characters or your friends or your, I don't draw cats, but I can make a character based on your cat, definitely pledge. Those are not going to be available to the public for at least 3 to 5 days after they release. And I don't know how many slots I'm going to be taking. So if you want them, definitely get on them. My commissions sell out pretty fast normally. So that is about all the time I have for this video. I'm sorry I didn't really have a specific subject to talk about today. It was kind of just everywhere, like just talking about like my life. I know it's boring. But if you have any subjects you want to see, leave me a comment below. Just tell me like all these things, like if you liked this video, what your favorite Sailor Scout is, what content you want to see, what fan art do you want to see, and what did I just ask you to? The most recent, whatever I most recently also said. Talk to me. I need engagements, please. I love you guys, so definitely, yes. And if you're here, you like what I do, don't feel bad about subscribing. That would help me out as well if you can't, support me on Patreon. And yeah, I will see you guys in the next one. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day.